Let's look at this expression. We have 6x raised to the fourth power y squared minus 96x squared y raised to the fourth power. The first thing we're going to do is find the HCF or the GCF of 6 and 96. So let's look at 96. Is 96 divisible by 6? A number is divisible by 6 if that number is also divisible by 2 and 3. So let's check if this number is divisible by 2 and 3. And yes, it is divisible by 2 because the last digit is an even number. And it's also divisible by 3 because the sum of the digits is equal to a number which is divisible by 3. The sum of 9 and 6 is 15, which is divisible by 3. Therefore, the HCF is 6. Now, we need to look at the x terms, and the smaller value of the x term is x squared. And for the y terms, the smaller value is y squared. Therefore, this is our GCF. Now we need to factor this GCF from the expression. So let's begin. 6x y squared minus 96x squared y raised to the fourth power. Now we're going to factor the GCF, which is 6x squared y squared 6x squared y squared. Now 6 into 6 goes 1 times. X squared into x to the fourth power gives us x squared. And y squared into y squared is 1. 1 times x squared times 1 gives us x squared. And 6 into 96 goes 16 times. X squared into x squared goes 1 times. And y squared into y raised to the fourth power gives us y squared. 16 times 1 times y squared gives us 16y squared. Now we need to write this expression in parentheses and include our GCF at the front. And our GCF is 6x squared y squared. Now, let's look on this expression. We can see here that we have the difference of two squares because we have x squared minus 16y squared. So this expression can be factorized even further. So let's go ahead. Let's recall the difference of two squares formula. Now here, our x squared term is x squared. And our y squared term is 16y squared. So in order to find our x and y term, we need to find the square root of x squared and also the square root of 16y squared. So let's proceed. The square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 16y squared is 4y. Now it's time to write our answer. And our answer is 6x squared y squared x plus 4y x minus 4y. Great, we're now at the end of this lesson. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.